same horse, Jenny, different price. That's the only difference this year. But really, world-class acceleration is generally what separates the Hawks from the Pigeons in races like this, and he showed it last year. But this year, all the top 5 horses on the race card are international Group 1 winners.
Yeah, it's a magnificent field for the Vase with such elite talent in it. Didn't seem like Marco Botti was that keen on going to the Yark. I presume the owners certainly were keen on doing so. So it's a slightly different path to what he came in on last year.
Yes, the rain came quite late. They allowed him to take his chance. I don't think the ground was really demanding, but it's there in black and white. He ran an excellent race. He flashed past the post in unison with Sosi. Sosi is a world-class horse himself. Those two horses look extremely closely matched, and they're both highly likely to run the race, but there are at least 3-4 others who have strong claims on form. I think it's the deepest Vase I've seen here for quite a long time.
Yeah, so you're going to stick solid with
No, I'm going to have him in for a place. This is a bit of heart as well as head, Jenny, but I'm looking at the board, and Al Riffer, I think, is he 10, Tom? I think he's 10 at the moment. In which case, excuse me, no, that's Los Angeles.
6.1.
He's 6.1. That is a fair price for Al Riffer. We'll touch on his chance in a moment. But there's romance about his story with Joseph O'Brien and 22-year-old Dylan Brown McDonegal. But he is a proven Group 1 force as well. And great to see them all in the paddock here, but Al Riffer, with a little bit of respect for Urban Chic, are my 2 this year.
Okay, Urban Chic there on screen. Just note again, we're 2:15 here for the Vase this afternoon over the 2,400 metres, and you are bidding into the World Pool here this afternoon as well for our 4 Group 1 races here today. That there on screen is Urban Chic. Christophe Lemaire takes the ride this afternoon. Triple trio underway here as well for races 4, 5 and 6. And don't forget about the extra cash that's in the quartet and first 4 merged pool this afternoon as well. $2 million going into that for each of our Group 1 races here this afternoon, all part of the World Pool. So he's the only runner here in the yard at the moment. Graham is Urban Chic. You keen on him this afternoon?
Yeah, he's not got the highest rating in the race. His rating is 117, but he's not too far behind the best of these. And he's got 2 performances that catch my eye. His Japanese St. Ledger win, HKIR SHA, was 3,000 metres, but he was commanding that day. And his last run, back at 2,000, slightly checked in the run, staying on strongly in a very, very deep 2,000 metre contest. Reads pretty well. So I think he might be getting good at the right time, Tom.
We're going to kick the parade here off for Jenny with Ensued. Craig Williams, John Size, and Ensued in the World Pool is at over 20 to 1.
Look, Ensued is one of these horses that never totally stands out in the parade. He's a very quiet and relaxed type of horse, but he's not a standout type. He looks good, though, by his standards, I will say that, and he seems to be walking out okay. He's got a little bit of a pronounced knee action. Attitude is good. He's got the ears pricked, and he's well and truly under control. So I think he looks fit enough, he looks well enough. He's just not an absolute standout type.
Concern is, Graham, he hasn't won since the Sasa Ladies Purse.
That's true. He did run well in this race for 4th 12 months ago, but he's 0 for 9 since. So, in short, I wouldn't be surprised to see him run 5th, maybe 4th. Anything better than that, I think, would be a career best for him.
Craig Williams' wife there on the screen with Ensued. Number 1 here, Jenny, is Los Angeles for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. Of course, Aidan's had winners of this race in the past, Highland Reel and Mogul.
Yeah, look, his last 2 probably a little bit on the basic side, I suppose, but it was a wet ground that he was on and probably not suitable. Now, he's an interesting one to look at. A little bit stiff walking behind. He carries a bit of weight around the midsection, but he is a colt. Quite healthy looking in his coat, and his behaviour's good. I think he steps out looking okay. Winner of 7 races, obviously is loaded with ability. Gate 10 a little awkward, but you've got Ryan Moore to offset that. I think fluency in front is good. Yeah, just looks like he's carrying a little bit of condition, but I think that's probably what he is, just being a 4-year-old colt. So I'll leave him there on a place line.
This is Al Riffer, number 2, and he's a proven globetrotter. He's also a proven Group 1 force. He started the season off in Saudi. He's been to France, he's been to the UK, he's been to Australia for the Melbourne Cup. And Jenny, he had a high draw in a tactical Melbourne Cup. I'm pretty sure he's much better than the Australian run suggests. How's he look today?
Yeah, look, he's a quality horse, there's no doubt about that. And I wouldn't be overly concerned about him coming back to this type of distance. He's been successful in the past. He's nicely behaved. He's behaving incredibly well with the big crowd here. He'd be used to that. He's done a bit of travelling, but he looks good, walking out nice and freely. He looks fit, clipped out a while ago. That coat's almost back, but he's got a beautiful, healthy shine to it. He looks good. I'll consider him.
Giovanotto, the defending champion of this race, Jenny, making his way into the lineup now.
Very similar to how he presented last year, this horse. He looks in pretty good nick. He's once again walking out nice and freely. He looks very fit. He's very alert at the same time, and he has maintained that overall strength. So he's in good nick too. He does look well.
The javelin in Italian, Giovanotto, and he speared through traffic 12 months ago. He's had a light campaign, only had 4 runs. He's looked every bit as good as ever. Only difference, new jockey this year, Azzini in the plate.
Great to see him getting a big ride here, Andrea Azzini. And here's the familiar walk, Jenny, of Goliath. He didn't like the humidity here back in April. He's probably a better chance here over 2400.
Yeah, I will say that I think he looks a little better here this year. You know, you can ignore that string halt walk on him. That's how he does it. It always looks very, very awkward. But gee, looks really fit, very athletic looking horse, and he's behaving nicely, and I think they've got him really well prepared here. I would have to give him some chance. I think he looks good.
Yeah, Sumion's in the play. I wouldn't like him to step on my toe. No. I would like to own him. He has been a little bit hit and miss since that performance when he won the King George in 2024.
Sosie here, Jenny, the 4-year-old colt by See the Stars. Andre Fabre with previous wins in this race. Junko, Flintshire, Borgia, Maxine on rides.
I've been really taken by this horse and what he's done. He's just such a consistent horse, and gee, he's got a lovely way about him too. He's just enjoying a bit of a stroll around the parade here and taking it all in. He looks healthy. He's walking out nice and freely. He does look fit, and he's got some good body strength as well. He looks very well. He's another one worth considering.
Urban Chic on screen now. The Japanese here, Christophe Lemire from Barry, number 3, son of Suave for Richard, who was a Group 1 winner of the HKIR SHA. The Japanese St Ledger over the 3000.
Well, they've bandaged him in front. He's been in here quite some time. This is about his 4th or 5th lap now, and he is a really nice looking horse. He's got plenty of scope. He's got good strength in the shoulder and in all the right places. He looks nice and fit, looks terrific in his, as far as health goes. I can't really fault him. I think he looks really well.
Here we come with a big unit from Britain. This is Aidan, not O'Brien. Aidan, the horse here. He's rated 114, bit to find with a few of these. According to trainer Andrew Balding, he's been a real project. He's been somewhat delicate along the way, but he made all in a Group 2 race in Europe last time. He's likely to go forward. He needs a career best just to place against these high-quality horses. Well,
6-year-old Entire, and that's what he exactly looks like. He's been clipped out a little bit here and there, but he's got body strength, his attitude's good. He does carry a little bit of weight around the midsection, but that's to be expected being an Entire. I like his attitude though. He's a really quiet, collected type, and he looks well. I'd have him more as a place chance.
Moments in time on screen at the moment. Of course, he'd probably prefer Happy Valley, and he's a horse that's drawn barrier 1 for Hugh Bowman and Danny Shum. We're also going to bring up a Bundle Award here, and considering how he ran last time out with the tempo of the race, Jenny, it was a sensational run. So 9 and 10, please.
All right, well, the 9 is nicely behaved. He's a very strong-bodied horse. He looks nice and healthy. He's got his own walking style. There's nothing wrong with it. Just maybe a little bit of a pronounced knee action, but he's really casual, and he's all about strength. He's really strong-chested and shouldered. So he's presented well from the Danny Shum yard. And Bundle Award, well, he's the interesting runner for the locals here. We just don't know how good he is, this guy. He's got a fantastic turn of foot. He looks really, really fit. He's beautifully behaved here. Looks great in the coat, bandaged in front, which they often do with him. But he's a very, very fit-looking horse. So, yes, he's some sort of chance as well.
Clearly looks the best of the local horses, Graham, I believe.
I think so. The great thing about him, he's proven over 2,400 metres. The trip is a big plus for him. Kying Generation used to be trained in Ireland, known as Tutor Tees, by Joseph O'Brien's brother, Donica. He was 13th in this race in 2024. His form is smart at his best, but when you look back at this race last year, it's a big, big jump for him to place when he finished only 13th 12 months ago.
Yeah, totally. And look, he's thrown in the old good run here and there. He is a horse that might just be capable of making a mid-race move because he's done that before. He almost took out the Derby. So he's a capable horse when he gets it right. But whether or not he's as good as some of these, I've got my queries. He's beautifully behaved. He's nice and healthy. He's strong. Decent hindquarters on him. He's walking out well. So he definitely gets a pass.
Thank you, Jenny. And Los Angeles has been judged the best turned out runner here in the parade ring by Mr. Ingmar de Vos, the president of the International Equestrian Federation here this afternoon. And he's a big unit, isn't he, Graham?
He is. There are probably about 150 broodmares waiting for him at Coolmore Stud. He's going to be a jump stallion. It's an intriguing thing, Tom and Jenny, that the highest rated horse in this race is trained by Aidan O'Brien, ridden by Ryan Moore. It's Los Angeles, and yet he's not that warm in the betting. He's backable at 9 at the moment. I don't fancy him.
No,
I think he has a very significant role to play, perhaps tactically, because he's quite doer. He's a grinder rather than a quickener, and if he's going to run well, it will be from on the pace.
OK, let's head over to Nick Child, who's standing by with the trainer of Giavolotto. It's Marco Botti.
Yes, thank you very much, Tom. Marco Botti here with Giavolotto, of course, last year's winner, bidding to be only the 5th horse to win this race back-to-back. And Marco, your horse looks immaculate today. This has always been the plan, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's always been the plan. It looks well. It's taken the preliminary really well. So we can't complain with the draw. We are drawn in the middle again. Not sure how strong will be the pace, but obviously it's not a front runner, so we just have to see how the race unfolds. It looks, a strong field in my opinion, but obviously Sozzi he finished in front of us in the arc, and it's probably the one to beat. But we can't rule anything out, and but he looks well. We've been happy since he arrived in Hong Kong, and he likes traveling, so that's the main thing.
A bit like his trainer, I'm sure. You don't mind having runners all around the globe. I mean, that run in the Arc was really his top level, wasn't it? And he probably ran better than you expected, did he?
Yes, he did, because I was very nervous with the ground. Unfortunately, went very soft, and it definitely is not the kind of ground he wants. So, he's always his best form has been on good to firm. But despite all, I thought it was a tremendous run in the Arc.
And to have Andrea on once again as well, I mean, that would be a lovely result, wouldn't it, for you and Andrea to team up with a big win here?
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, obviously Andrea's done well with the horse in the past, and so Shane Murphy, but yeah, it would be, great result if it happens again.
Well, listen, we wish you the very best of luck. Many thanks for chatting to us. Good luck, Marco.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you to Marco Botti for joining us. Before we get Jenny's top 4, let's head over to Paul Lally for a quick market update on the Longines Hong Kong Vase.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tom. Los Angeles 9.9, Al Riffa 6.4, the favourite Giavolotto 3.3, Goliath at 13, Sosi at 6.3, 8.5 Urban Chic, 23 About and Shoot, Adon at 15, 26 Moments in Time, Bundle of Wardies at 8.7, and Kaying Generation down the bottom, he's at 21.
Thank you for that, Paul, as runners are heading out onto the track for the first of the Turf World Championship races here this afternoon. The Longines Hong Kong Vase over the 2,400 metres, and there's some outstanding looking horses in this race, Jenny.
There certainly is. It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with the 5 horse here, Sosi. He's a young horse. He's a colt. He behaved beautifully here in the parade. He looks really fit, and he was walking out superbly as well. So I'm going to put him on top of number 6, Urban Chic. I thought he looked really well. He was in here for quite some time, kept his cool, looked really healthy and fit. He's got plenty of scope, and he looks well prepared going into this. I thought number 10 was Next Best Bundle Award. He looks extremely fit, so he's the local chance. And of the rest, number 4, Goliath. Now, he's got that string halt walk. I'm happy enough to ignore that with him. He's won plenty of races. He's been doing it a long time. He looks better than he did last year, that's for sure. Looks very healthy in the coat, very, very fit looking. So he goes in. I'm going 5, 6, 10 and 4.
5, 6, 10 and 4. Thank you, Jenny. As we head upstairs to our race caller this afternoon, it's Mark McNamara. Mark, your thoughts are here on the Vase as runners parade in front of the stands, making their way to the top of the straights.
On the 2 here, Tom Alriffa coming back from the 2 miles of the Melbourne Cup. He went home. He was the Irish St Ledger winner 2 starts ago, over 2,800 metres. He's a winner at 1.5 miles. He's a 3-time Group 1 winner. Dylan Brown McMonagle with an amazing opportunity with just his second ride in Hong Kong to pick up a Group 1. So 2 on top to beat number 3, Giavolotto. If he repeats what he did last year, he is going to be awfully hard to beat. He just left them at the furlong and gapped them to win that race. 5 goes in for third, Sosi. Paul is going to make a strong case for him soon, but Andre Fabre and also Maxime Guillon know what it takes to win this race. They won it 2 years ago with Junko. And 10 Bundle Award, if they did just fly along mid-stage and it was set up for something from the back, we do know he can round off a very fast section at the end of 2,400 metres. 2, 3, 5, 10, Paul, for the first of the Group 1s.
Yeah, I went with Sosi here, made Sosi the best of the afternoon. I just think he comes with a great form. Did beat Giavolotto last time they met. You've got to respect the French when they come here, and all purposes he comes in with a lot better form than Junko did when winning 2 years ago. So Sosi on top to beat the 4 Goliath. He's a different horse here this year than last time he came. He's up to a perfect distance, 2,400 metres, and Christophe Soumian will have him running along really nicely in barrier 4. The 2 Alriffa coming off that long campaign in Australia. He got well back in the Melbourne Cup, but did run on nicely. And then last year's winner, you can't leave him out, Giavolotto. Fantastic race this one, but ended up 5, 4, 2, 3.
Yeah, I really like Alriffa here. 6.2 at the moment. Big weight in the Melbourne Cup. It's impossible to do almost with that 59 kilos he had over there. He was too far back. He was well down the field. He would have been 20 lengths off the leader at some point in that race. So I think he's the one to beat here, Alriffa. 3's in for second, Giavolotto. Great turn of foot in this race last year to win. Ran well in the Arc on a rain-affected track. Sosi not without a chance as well. And a 6 Urban Chic as well. 2, 3, 5 and 6. Nick's best here is Giavolotto. And it's also your best this afternoon too, Jenny.
Yeah, look, I've gone with a 5 on top, though, as far as looks go. I thought Sosi presented the best. I really liked his attitude. He was so cool, calm and collected in the parade, and he's a very nice-looking horse, very free in his action as well. I've got him on top of the 6 Urban Chic. Thought he paraded really nicely, did plenty of laps around the parade. Looks nice and fit, lovely-looking horse too. The 10 goes in Bundle Award, another very fit horse presented by the John Size Yard. James McDonald, world's best jockey to ride him. And number 4, Goliath, with that string halt. He looks so fit, so healthy, and apart from the way he walks, everything else is really, really good here this year. So he goes in. Now, yes, I have made Giavolotto my best bet. Got a little warm late. That was the only little turn off, but he has been nicely presented as well. Most of these are looking good, as you'd expect.
So many good stories here. Giavolotto among the very best. He's bidding to become a dual winner. Aluso way back. Dr. Dino won it 2 years running. Glory Vase won 2 from 3. Highland Real won 2 from 3. So multiple winners of this race are quite common. And you've got the Italian job. Andrea Zini linked up with the Botti family when he was 15 years of age. And here comes a strong chance for Giavolotto. I think that turn of foot that he showed when you watch the video of last year's race, that is a serious weapon. But I like that horse in picture. Aussie owners now for Alriffa, trained by Joseph, ridden by Dylan Brown, McMonagle and Jenny. We talk about the opportunity to put your name in lights ahead of a 3-month stint for that young rider. 22 years of age, Dylan. Yeah,
look, we wish him all the best. He's going to be here for a while, and I'm sure he'll get a lot of support as well, particularly if he wins this race.
Yeah. He was giving the horses who beat him between £5 and £18 in the Melbourne Cup, but from that very high draw in a race run at a tepid gallop, it was very clear after 10 seconds of that race, Tom, that he faced a mighty task.
When he was such a long way off them in the run there as well, as we can see Goliath there on screen. Paul, what's the trackside plan? What's going on with the World Pool market? Yeah,
look, all the money coming for Sosi late, as you'd expect. 4.7 now. He was 6 earlier on. It looked too big. He's down to 4.7. He's in the play with Giavolotto. I know Nick and Jenny like him. I like Sosi. And we'll throw Goliath in. I thought Goliath might be a bit of a forgotten horse here at 13 to 1. 4.7 a place about Goliath. So 3, 4, 5, but all the late money is coming for Sosi.
How do you see the race being run, Graham? Because you've got Moments in Time, Eden, Los Angeles, all there. Looks like the middle part of the track here, as is typical with the A course, has been a good place to be through the first few races.
Absolutely wide. Late runners have been doing very well. I think Los Angeles has to burn a little fuel from his wide gate to try and get across and get a handy position. Moments in time. Aiden made all in a smallish field last time. Last year's race, won by Giavolotto, was run pretty much par splits here. I think Los Angeles is a key horse in terms of how hard they go early. But Sozi is another great story. Tons of money for him. Andre Fabre, legendary French trainer, 80 years of age the other day. Aidan O'Brien has 3 Vase wins. He has Los Angeles. Andre Fabre has 3 Vase wins. He has Sozi. Won it a couple of years ago when we did the race together with Junko. I think I'm pretty confident that Sozi is a better horse. And no disrespect to Junko, but I think Sozi's credentials are better than Junko's.
He's got some serious form, Jenny, doesn't he? 3-time Group 1 winner over in France for an almighty race behind Darras there in the Arc de Triomphe. And he just brings some top quality Northern Hemisphere form, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, he really does, and he's only a 4-year-old colt as well, so there could be more upside to him. I think he's got to be a solid chance in the race. They're all beautifully behaved behind the gates here.
By Sea the Stars, great pedigree, future awaits at stud, and he's a very high quality horse. In the frame, not once, but twice in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, Europe's premier race, and Flincher was placed in the Arc for Andre Fabre before he came to win this race back in the day. And we often say with a Fabre horse, with a French horse in this race, how about the top of the ground? But sometimes, like Junko, they're better on the surface, even better than they were in Europe.
Bundle Awards, Paul, he put up a Herculean performance last time out, considering how slowly run the Jockey Club Cup was when he last faced the starter. To put up a 21-4 run over the final stages was incredible, Paul.
Yeah, and Paul, we could have a new favourite in a moment, couldn't we?
Yeah, we have already. Sozi has gone favourite, 3.8 favourite. And going back to a Bundle Award, yeah, there was 4.75 seconds slower for the first 1200 in that race, and they sprinted home, and he was the only one making ground. 3.7 Sozi. Sozi looks like he's going to start favourite the way things are going. Giavolotto, the drifter, out to 3.8. El Rifa hasn't moved from 6. Urban Chic is coming a little bit to 8.8 and 14 Goliath, but all the late money for the French horse.
Andrew Balding lining up the Eden here. Of course, he had Phoenix Reach in 2004, but a few question marks, Graham, over that Italian form.
Yeah, he's been a delicate horse. There are. I don't think it was that deep a race. He had pretty much a saloon passage. He beat Dubai on a regular here in Hong Kong. But hats off to Andrew Balding. He won this race in only his 2nd season as a trainer. Phoenix Reach 20 years ago. But he can spot an opportunity. You remember, Jenny, he ran the Foxes in the Cup last year. Didn't win, but went home with £250,000 for 4th. So you don't have to win to make a lot of money here.
It looks like Giavolotto's not sweated too much since he's left the parade. He was just got a little bit warm late in the parade, but it doesn't look like it's any worse, which is good. I thought, what did you make of Bundle Awards trial, most recent trial? I thought it was really good, and I know James McDonald's really happy with that as well.
It looked really sharp, I thought. He's got a very good turn of foot, as we've seen in the past from Bundle Award. And what's he had in the market here? Horse number 10 in the world, Paul. He's at 9-1 currently, so he certainly is being kept safe in the gates. There, the runners are starting to move forward to here for the first of our Group 1s here on HKIR 2025. All the Group 1 races are part of the World Pool. The favourites on the World Pool is Sozi, the French visitor, for Andre Fabre and Maxime Guillon, starting from gate number 8. Welcome wherever you are tuned to our telecast here this afternoon to Sharton Racecourse in Hong Kong. Your race caller for the Turf World Championships is Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Tom Wood. 3 to load at the mile and a half point, 2,400 metres. We wait for just Bundle Award to come forward, along with a couple of others out behind the gates, Carrying Generation and Giavolotto, as they attempt to load Los Angeles. Sozi, a very well supported favourite for the Longines Hong Kong Vase. Los Angeles locked away. Sozi drawn 8. Carrying Generation comes up. Bundle Award is now ready. Good support. Urban Chic into 6.7 and 2.1. It's Group 1 time at Shah 10 as last year's winner completes the line. Giavolotto. They're ready for the Turf World Championships. And they're racing. Up at the mile and a half and ensued from the centre of the line. He rocketed out of the gates. He was by far the best out. Over Goliath and Aiden going up wider out with Los Angeles. There's no real pace on. Giavolotto's about 4th around Goliath and Sozi 3 wide. Then moments in time, Urban Chic from El Rifa. 2 lengths to Carrying Generation and Bundle Award. It's an amble coming down to the winning post as Aiden just slowly crosses down from his wide draw and finds the rail well before the first bend. And he leads by a length and a half over Los Angeles and ensued 3rd the inside. Sosi positions up, one off the rail, fourth from Goliath, and 3 wide with that slow speed is Urban Chic. Giavolotto shuffled back a bit now from Moments in Time, Al Riffa. Bundle Award and Carrying Generation. First split 27.02. And the leader is Aidan. O'Shea Murphy looking for back-to-back vases. He leads by a length and a half. 25.33 the second split. Los Angeles is second. Urban Chic is up 3 wide third and Ensued fourth the rail. Then came Sosi. He's moved up 3 wide now with Goliath pushing up in the centre. 2 lengths to Giavolotto. Moments in Time on the rail from Al Riffa. And then Bundle Award and Carrying Generation last of all. Aidan's had a good lead, but Urban Chic starts to serve it up to him down the back. And he drew half a length in front for Christophe Lemaire and is looking to go clear. Los Angeles third. Ensued's had a great trip. He's fourth on the rail. Sosi 3 wide from Goliath in the centre. Then Giavolotto. Moments in Time, Al Riffa. Bundle Award second last, and last is Carrying Generation, 8 lengths off Urban Chic, who leads in the vase at the 800 metre mark. Los Angeles half a length away second from Aidan. 3 wide Sosi. Goliath has had a good trip. He's in between horses. Fifth, Giavolotto's done no work. Then Ensued, Al Riffa takes off but under a ride. From Moments in Time, Bundle Award and Carrying Generation. Urban Chic as they fan in the vase. Los Angeles going a race. Sosi next from Giavolotto and Al Riffa. Urban Chic gone. Sosi leads. Goliath comes through. Los Angeles dropped off. Giavolotto, Al Riffa. 4 horses can win the vase. It's Sosi a length in front. Giavolotto and Al Riffa. Still Sosi. 3/4. Giavolotto. It's 2023 all over again. It's Barb and Guion. Sosi beat home Giavolotto and either Goliath or Al Riffa. Then came Los Angeles, Carrying Generation, Moments in Time, Ensued, Bundle Award and Urban Chic. It's Junko all over again. Sosi 2.7 and 1.4 for Maxime Guion and Andre Fabre. He's done it the tough way. From Giavolotto, Andrea Razzani at 1.5, Marco Botti, and Goliath, number 4, Christophe Soumillon. And Francis Henri Graffard will be third at 5.3. It was a strange race. The first half was slow. Sosi made a move to follow Urban Chic and then was left out there. But it didn't matter. It's 5, 3, 4 and 2. Sosi, Giavolotto, Goliath and Al Riffa are the numbers in the frame after the first of the Group 1s, the Longines Hong Kong Vase. 2023, it was those colours. On Junko, 2025, they've done it again in a week where Andre Fabre celebrated his 80th birthday, Nick Child. Maxime Guion has delivered the perfect late birthday present.
Maxime Guion, many congratulations. This is a bit like deja vu. We spoke a couple of years ago. Same colours, same trainer. You've done it again. Well done.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's amazing, you know. We know Sosi is a really, really good horse. He went very good 2 times in the Prix d'Arc de Triomphe, and today win the Group 1 again, so yeah, it's amazing. Same owner, same trainer, same jockeys, all the team. Really happy for us.
Indeed. And just a word on the trainer, Andre Fabre. I mean, he is a genius, isn't he?
Yeah, sure. He's the best trainer. 13 years consecutive, so yeah, it's more easy to ride for him.
Maxime, enjoy the moment. Well done again.
Thank you.
There it is, the Longines Hong Kong Vase. It's Sosi and head back to France once again.
And they're racing. Up at the 1.5 miles and Ensued from the centre of the line. He rocketed out of the gates. He was by far the best out. Over Goliath and Aidan going up wider out with Los Angeles. There's no real pace on. Giavolotto's about 4th around Goliath and Sosi 3 wide. Then Moments in Time, Urban Chic from Al Riffa. 2 lengths to Carrying Generation and Bundle Award. It's an amble coming down to the winning post as Aidan just slowly crosses down from his wide draw and finds the rail well before the first bend. And he leads by a length and a half over Los Angeles and Ensued third the inside. Sosi positions up, one off the rail, 4th from Goliath and 3 wide with that slow speed is Urban Chic. Giavolotto shuffled back a bit now from Moments in Time Al Rifa. Bundle Award and Carrying Generation. First split 27.02. And the leader is Aidan O'Sheen Murphy looking for back-to-back vases. He leads by a length and a half. 25.33 the second split. Los Angeles is second. Urban Chic is up 3 wide third and Ensued fourth the rail. Then came Sosi. He's moved up 3 wide now with Goliath pushing up in the centre. 2 lengths to Giavolotto. Moments in Time on the rail from Al Rifa. And then Bundle Award and Carrying Generation last of all. Aidan's had a good lead, but Urban Chic starts to serve it up to him down the back. And he drew half a length in front for Christophe Lemaire and is looking to go clear. Los Angeles third. Ensued's had a great trip. He's fourth on the rail. Sosi 3 wide from Goliath in the centre. Then Giavolotto, Moments in Time, Al Rifa. Bundle Award second last, and last is Carrying Generation, 8 lengths off Urban Chic, who leads in the Vase at the 800-metre mark. Los Angeles half a length away second from Aidan. 3 wide Sosi. Goliath has had a good trip. He's in between horses. Fifth, Giavolotto's done no work. Then Ensued, Al Rifa takes off but under a ride. From Moments in Time, Bundle Award and Carrying Generation. Urban Chic as they fan in the Vase. Los Angeles going a race. Sosi next from Giavolotto and Al Rifa. Urban Chic gone. Sosi leads. Goliath comes through. Los Angeles dropped off. Giavolotto, Al Rifa. 4 horses can win the Vase. It's Sosi a length in front. Giavolotto and Al Rifa. Still Sosi. 3/4. Giavolotto. It's 2023 all over again. It's Farb and Guion.
He's now a 4-time Group 1 winner as the 4-year-old by See the Stars. Sosi for Andre Farb and Maxime Guion. He's been without a winner since he's been here this stint, Maxime Guion, but he's got the job done here, and he did it the tough way, Paul Sosi, and he's paid 2.7. They really hammered him late in the market.
They did. He was 6 into 27, really well backed, and they got the chocolates there. 14 for a place, 15.50 for Giavolotto, and 53. Great run there for Goliath in there for third. Quinella 3 and 5, 61. The Chess 5, 3, 4, 1,310. The forecast was 108. And the trio 3, 4, 5, 264, and you've got to respect those French horses when they come here, Jenny.
Absolutely, and 3 wide no cover from the 800 metres, or maybe even before that, so it was a really tough performance there. He only had 1 blot on his copybook when he ran 6 of 6 in the Eclipse Stakes. Apart from that, he's been very, very consistent with loads of wins, and such a nice horse too, so congratulations to all the connections there. Fabulous win.
And he was left out in the open, Graham, when Urban Chic went around a challenge for the lead.
Magnifique, Monsieur Farb and Maxime Guion. The story here is the horse, of course, but the trainer, 8 years of age the other day, about to go into partnership with his daughter Lavinia, and his 4th Hong Kong Vase. And is it 5-3-4-2, Tom? I think it is. All Group 1 winners. Oh, and by the way, I think the 5th horse was Los Angeles, and he's an international Group 1 winner too. So this is one of the strongest Vases we've seen. Slowly run early on, appreciably slower than this year. It quickened up sharply when Urban Chic took it on. It's a tight finish, but they look very tightly matched on ratings. But if you were part of the major gamble, Jenny, and it was a major gamble on Sosi, I think you're always pretty confident, yeah?
Yeah, well, I couldn't believe the money that came for him, but it was all right because he's got the job done, even though he did it a little bit on the hard side there, just covering some ground there, Tom.
He certainly did. They've run 2:28.05. Standard for this sort of class and distances, 2:27. It was really just a dawdle down to the post the first time.
I thought beforehand, guys, that Giavolotto was the same horse as last year, and I think he is. I think he's run almost certainly to the same level as he did 12 months ago, but he's just come up against that one that's a little bit better this time. Weighed in, Maxime Guion has a very rich big race pedigree here in Hong Kong, and given that is likely to prove history here, Andre Farb's last ever international Group 1 winner as a solo trainer, a little piece of history at Shartin today.
Paul Goliath has run a super race along the inside there, much better than what he showed here over the 2,000 metres, which would suggest that he's handled the occasion better, he's handled the climate better, and he's a much better horse at the 2,400. Yeah,
and look, he'd looked a lot better in track work all week, Goliath. So, look, he got a bit of overs there, I thought, at 5.3 a place for him, and he really stayed on nicely. He looked sort of gone as they came down, looked like he was going to run 4th, but he just kept fighting and ended up in that that third position. He wasn't far from second. He was only a neck away from second as well. And a good run from Al Riffa. Those four are well clear of anything else. And as Graham said, the form is really lived up. The best of the locals was Bundler Ward running on.
Yep, he certainly was running on at the end, but it's something about this race, Ginny, and the French, it's a race they love to win.
They certainly do. They've got such a fantastic record at it, and there's no reason why they won't continue to bring horses from that part of the world as well. Congratulations to Andre Fabre and, of course, Maxime Guyon there. I thought Goliath was given a terrific ride there by Christophe Soumillon, so he's finished in the placings, and from gate 4 just got plenty of cover, and he fought on quite gamely towards the end.
What did you think, Graham, of the run there from Al Riffa?
Solid. He was never going quite as well as the winner, or Giavolotto for that matter, but he's a proven stayer and he battled on well, and I assume he's going to stay in training given his new Aussie owner group, so he could be a globetrotter for them again next year. But all sorts of stories here, but none better than one of the greatest trainers of all time, certainly in Europe. 80 years young now, Andre Fabre. I think he's had, Jenny, over 200 international Group 1 winners in his amazing career.
Amazing career for sure, yes, and we wish him all the very best.
I think it's Borgia, perhaps the first winner of this race for him. Flincher definitely, Junko in these colours a couple of years ago, and now Solzi, probably as good as any of them.
It's going to be a very valuable stallion prospect going forward.
I see the stars, you better believe it. Yeah. It's a slightly slower time, finishing time, about 2 or 3 lengths slower than last year, but that's down to the fact that the early fractions were very, very tepid. I think after 800 metres they were probably 10 or 12 lengths slower than this race 12 months ago.
They quickened up a fraction for that third section. It was 24.89 when standard is 25.3. But the first of our Group 1 races here on the Sunday afternoon, part of the Turf World Championships here at Sha has been run and won. The Longines Hong Kong Vase heads to France once again with Sosi for Andre Fabre and Maxime Guyon, who has defeated, of course, in second, number 3, Giavolotto, who would have lost no admirers with that.
And Tom, you know, there's an old phrase in racing, they're not machines, but there's something very satisfying when you see two horses, Solzi and Giavolotto, flash past the post together in the Arc in Paris a couple of months ago. They come all the way to Hong Kong and they run practically to the ounce again. High quality, consistent, world-class international globetrotters. Yeah, and well done to all their handlers as well, because it's not easy to do, to travel with these horses and perform like that. We had some beautiful shots of Sosi there, didn't we? What a gorgeous head he has on him as well.
As we can take you to the presentation of the Longines Hong Kong Vase.
Will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen.
啱啱咧，陳醫生咧就將我哋隻駿馬銅像頒發咗俾練馬師費伯華嘅太太代表接受。Thank you.
And finally, he's done it again on the international stage. A quite sublime ride from Maxime Guyon, ladies and gentlemen.
熱烈嘅掌聲亦都恭喜紀仁安，我哋勝出嘅騎師，亦都唔該晒陳醫生咧幫我哋頒發呢隻駿馬銅像㗎。
Dr. Chan, thank you very much. I'd love to invite Mr. Patrick Owen, President and CEO of Longines, to present Longines watches to the winning owner, trainer and jockey.
浪琴行政總裁 Mr. Patrick Owen 而家致送緊呢一隻好靚嘅浪琴錶俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅馬主㗎。
Mr. Owen, thank you very much. I'd like to invite all our guests here just to remain on stage for a few more moments so we can get one final group photograph. Congratulations to you all. Sosie is the winner of the Longines Hong Kong Vase of 2025.
Okay, before we have the group photo, let's just take one more shot with the beautiful Longines watch to Mrs. Farb. Congratulations, and also Mr. Owen will now present to our winning jockey as well. Congratulations once again, Maxime, for that tremendous win. Let's hold for a photo. Thank you. Let's welcome all our winning connections to remain as we have one group photo to commemorate such a wonderful day. Longines Hong Kong Vase 2025, won by Sosie. Congratulations. Let's look to the front for a photo.
Congratulations to everyone once again. That is the end of the presentation for the Longines Hong Kong Vase. Enjoy the Hong Kong Sprint.
浪琴香港行嘅頒獎儀式咧已經係圓滿結束啦。陣間我哋第5場之後咧有浪琴香港短途錦標嘅頒獎禮，我哋到時見啦。